He should never have come to people, but he did. A small lion cub leads them to where an adult lion is already losing time. The wound is serious. One mistake is fatal. Leaving would be the right thing. Staying is dangerous. They stay. From here on, there is no plan and no guarantees, only decisions that cannot be undone, and an ending no one is prepared for. The day began like any other, which is why no one was ready for what came next. The farther they went, the clearer it felt. The usual order had been disturbed. The tracks on the ground spoke clearly. There had been a fight here, and it was serious. Sometimes moving forward is more dangerous than waiting. Then a lion cub appeared, small, alone, and too calm for a moment like this. He didn't try to hide or show fear, as if he had come with a purpose. In that moment, it became clear this was not a random encounter. The cub led them to a place where time was already running out. The answer was close. The lion was alive, but the line between life and death was already thin. They had already found the lion. Now they had to understand if he had time left. He was alive, but every breath came harder than the last. The wound near the shoulder blade explained why he could no longer rise. The decision was made quickly. Waiting here was more dangerous than acting. They understood. Carrying him was risky. Not carrying him meant no chance at all. This was a choice that couldn't be postponed or undone. They lifted him, unsure if he would survive the journey. Every step was an attempt to outrun time. That's how the journey to the village began, with no backup plan. The village didn't yet know who was being carried toward it. They brought him to a place where the fight for life could begin. They laid him in the shade, knowing the count was now in hours. They used only what they knew and trusted. The treatment began without sudden moves and without certainty. It wasn't a plan. It was an attempt to buy time. Once again, the hardest part was waiting. When he tried to rise, it was clear. Too early to be hopeful. The treatment continued, knowing there would be no quick wins. The cub stayed close, as if he saw it as his duty. The wound was secured again without changing the approach. The first step was weak, but it existed. The people did not rush him. Time became the main factor again. The leg was worked slowly, restoring control. Strength had to return before movement could be demanded. He tried to stand again and couldn't hold. His roar wasn't a threat. It was a refusal to give up. That's when it became clear another intervention was needed. The treatment began again without speeding up a single step. The mixture was rubbed in, relying only on time and patience. The bandage was applied again, securing everything done. The night passed without answers. Morning showed he was still here. The people approached carefully, not disturbing the fragile balance. The movements became more confident, though slowly. He allowed the touch, and that mattered. When the lion stood, there were almost no doubts left. Then he left with the cub. That was the right ending.